welcome to this special edition of Talk Time. I am joined by Mr. Zoramthanga, the president of the Mizo National Front and the party's chief ministerial candidate, and of course, the former chief minister. Mr. Zoramthanga, you are looking quite relaxed. You have given absolutely optimistic statements in the past few days. What is the mood on the ground?
Number one, here the prospect in Mizoram election is very bright. We hope that we will have a very comfortable majority in forming the government.
What is the source of this optimism, Mr. Zoramthanga?
Number one is that the total failure of the Congress government during the last 10 years in developmental fields. For example, the road is too bad, and it is a joke here in Mizoram that the young people say that all the roads in Mizoram are in the ICU. And second thing is that all the government servants and then even the students are really disgruntled with the performance of the present government. And then the other point is that since they have lifted the prohibition selling a third-class liquor, quite a lot of people and our policemen have died. More than 500 policemen have died immaturely. And at the same time, about 6,000 to 7,000 people of Mizoram died because of the third-class drinking of the liquor, which was given by the Congress. So the whole church, the NGO, and the population as a whole said that this Congress government has to go.
Okay. Now, you are a political veteran. Are the elections in Mizoram any different this time? Is it different this time?
Very different. Because previously we are fighting neck and neck with the Congress government, which is the main opponent. But now we are just watching the crumbling down of the Congress bastion. Here, right from their number 2, who is the vice president and the home minister, even to the speaker and the general secretaries and the secretaries, and by and large the people everywhere, the fortress is crumbling down, and we are just reaping those crumbled down Congress people and taken into the fold of the MNF. Therefore, the wave given in favor of the MNF is something like 1987 election, in which the return of the MNF from the underground days has shed a big wave to the whole of Mizoram. It is something like that. It is quite different from other elections.
Now, you know, many are saying that this elections in Mizoram this time is Congress versus the rest. But the non-Congress parties are also fighting each other, isn't it? Totally unpredictable arithmetic, Mr. Zoramthanga.
Well, now, on the other hand, we believe that the Congress versus the rest would be the way in which the team would be divided. But now it is not. It is the MNF versus the rest of the world. Because the Congress, together with other smaller parties, they are fighting against the MNF because they knew that the MNF is too big and therefore they have to fight us together. So the scene has greatly changed.
You see, the Congress is repeating its allegations that there is a secret alliance between the MNF and the BJP. What is your response? They are all the time repeating this allegation of the secret alliance between your party and the BJP.
There is no secret alliance between the MNF and the BJP. On the other hand, there is an open and government-approved alliance between the Congress and the BJP in the running and formation of a district council government. There, the Congress and the BJP are forming a joint government. Therefore, instead of a secret understanding or alliance, there is an open constitutional and administrative alliance in forming the government in the Chakma District Council. This is a fact which no one can deny.
Now, Mr. Zoramthanga, earlier it was only the Congress which was the national party in the fray, but now you have to deal with two national parties. One is the ruling Congress in Mizoram and the other is the BJP, which is making a desperate bid to make its presence felt in the state.
No, it is not just a Congress and the BJP, rather on the other end, NPP from Meghalaya.
That's true.
And then NCP also candidates. Those two other additional national parties have also contested. But anyhow, these are small parties. I am doubtful whether they can get, apart from the Congress, this BJP, NPP, and NCP. I wonder whether they'll get 1 or 2 seats. If they can get 1 or 2 seats, for example, by the BJP, I will feel that they're quite fortunate. Otherwise, it will be straight on between the Congress and the MNF.
Now, you see the Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, is visiting Mizoram on the 22nd of this month, to give a boost to the BJP's election campaign. Does it worry you?
Well, Mr. Modi used to be my friend. We have been together with the Chief Minister during those opposition days for 10 years. Well, Mizoram is different. We are 100% Christian. Therefore, BJP has no inlets. They could hardly have an inlet here. Even here, there, it would not be possible to make any headway. Even if Modi himself come, people look upon them, they'll gather as some sort of a tamasha or a show. Otherwise, it will not have any effect on the Christian mindset of the people, as it happened in other Christian states.
Now, you are saying that Mr. Narendra Modi is your friend, you have been Chief Minister together. What is your advice to Mr. Narendra Modi? Do you have any at this stage?
Yeah, my advice, if at all I have to give, is a very good Prime Minister of India. But as far as Mizoram is concerned, he has no place. Therefore, in order to get even 1 MLA, 1 MP, it is almost impossible for the BJP to make any inlet here in the Christian state of Mizoram, because the Christians are totally against this Hindutva and other things. Ideologically, we are poles apart. Therefore, outside, as a good neighbor, we can work things together, but not to enter into our house and make an inlet here.
True, I agree with you, Mr. Zoramthanga, but you must also admit the BJP has filled at 39 candidates out of the 40 seats, and most of the candidates, majority of the candidates are Christians themselves. They're themselves Christians. What do you have to say about that?
Well, certainly they are Christians. All the candidates are Christians. But when people believe that they can earn a good amount of money by becoming a candidate of the BJP, then there's a good temptation and they have a good receiver.
But this is a very serious allegation you are leveling, Mr. Zoramthanga. You are saying that BJP, these candidates, all the 39 candidates, most of them have been, they have managed to get huge money from the BJP and therefore agreed to be candidates. Are you saying that?
Every party has to finance their candidates. As in the case of the Congress, as in the case of the BJP, therefore the BJP being the BJP candidate, more or less it has to be financed by the party. And so they're eagerly waiting for that. It's not a serious allegation. I am also financing my party. Personally, they will be financing themselves, and the party also will help them. Same is with BJP.
So what's wrong in that?
What is wrong in that? The only thing I said is that the reason why they can have 39 candidates is that BJP in the central is a very rich party, so they'll have some benefit by becoming a candidate. Mainly this is the reason why some central parties are having their candidates here in Mizoram during the last many years ago.
Zoramthanga, Mizoram's almost 7.5 lakh voters this time, they have a lot to choose from, a lot of political options. Why do you think they are going to vote for the MNF?
Because they have tasted Mizoram for the last 10 years during our government period. And at the same time, I should say that more than 90% of the Mizo people are Mizo nationalists. And MNF is the champion of the Mizo nationalism. Basically, that is the main reason why the Mizo people like to vote for the MNF, because the nationalists, Mizo MNF, are the owner. Other parties from Delhi, they are mainly the guests. They come here as a tourist. Therefore, people do not like them. So, being a nationalist, they like to vote for the Mizo National Front, which they regarded as the ownership, which is here in Mizoram. That's the reason why most of the people of Mizoram voted for the MNF.
Mr. Zoramthanga, you see, I may like to accept your argument, but at the same time, I also have to ask you this question. Yes. MNF was the main stakeholder of the Mizo Peace Accord in 1986. Then my question is simple. Why do you think your party has lost back-to-back elections in 2008 and 2013?
Because that EVM was a rig in the manufacturing stage. Therefore, they kicked the penalty without our goalkeeper. If we do the same thing, they'll not have even a single seat. But anyhow, they reserve for the sake of something. They gave me 3 seats out of 40 in 2008 election. Therefore, if we do the same thing, if the Congress stands there without a goalkeeper, the MNF would have kicked as many goals as we like. Now, anyhow, that very EVM has been condemned by the High Court, and it is no more used here in Mizoram.
Yeah.
I will tell you once more. During that EVM period, in order to count 40 MLS seats in Maharashtra, they need 1.5 hours. In Punjab, in 1 and 45 minutes. But here in Mizoram, in order to count that 40 constituencies, it takes 15 hours. 15 hours. And simply that depicts how the rigging was done. And then next year, in 2014 MP election, with a different EVM, with the same polling booth, with the same voter, we practiced, we voted again for the MP, and the counting was finished in half of the forenoon.
Now, Mr. Zoramthanga, what are the 3 most important things that the MNF is telling the voters during the campaign this time? What are the 3 most important highlights?
Number 1 is that they are growing tired of this incumbent Congress government. And then the other point is that people do not want this lifting of prohibition and selling of liquor, which we are going to stop. We are going to impose a total prohibition. And the other 3rd point we could say is that development is on chutti, development is on leave. So people want development and march forward with the resources that Mizoram is having. These are the 3 important points. Of course, there will be a lot of other important points.
Right. And
is it not long enough?
No, just 1 or 2 more questions I have to ask you. I should not miss this opportunity.
Yeah. Only 2.
Miss this opportunity.
Because others are also waiting.
Zoramthanga, you see, you said that your party will not go for any alliance with the BJP. But if the situation arises, will you be willing to enter into a coalition with any of the other regional parties in the fray?
I will ask you the same question. Suppose your wife died. Will you prefer Miss Y or Miss Z for your substitute wife? But you will say, because I am not going to have a girlfriend in the form of Miss Y or Miss Z in case my wife died. So I have not thought of that, because My wife is still in a very good health. No need to find an alternative wife. Well, the wife is in good health. This time also. You see, I am going to have between 25 to 30 MLS. So I am not going to need any other help from any other party. So no need of trying to find another girlfriend in case my wife died. That was my answer.
No need for another girlfriend. So you are confident of
no need for another girlfriend.
No girlfriend necessary, Mr. Zoramthanga.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you are using a lot of footballing analogy, Mr. Zoramthanga. Is it because the Aizawl FC club owner, Mr. Robert, is in your party now? Is it one of the reasons?
Yeah, to a very great extent, it is true. But I too, during my underground days, I played football as a center forward.
Okay, you were a center forward.
When I was 40 years old.
Yeah. But you are the main striker of the party. So can I say that I am talking to the future Chief Minister of Mizoram? Do you think, would you like to say that yourself?
Well, by the grace of God and with the help of the people, we hope to form the government and let us hope for the best.
I have to let you go, Mr. Zoramthanga, but before that, my viewers would definitely like to know, I know you used to play football, you were a center forward during your underground days, but how are you relaxing? How do you look so relaxed? You are prim and proper, extremely well dressed despite your hectic election schedule. Are you engaged in a lot of prayers, meditations? What are you doing?
Well, you see, we the underground, the former underground people now playing the overground politics. I am so busy. I have no time to be old, so I have to be young. That's why I look like this.
Absolutely. Lastly, would you like to, do you fancy playing a game of football with Pool Altan Haula?
Well, I'll be grateful to do that.
You will be grateful to do that. Let's hope how things pan out. We'll wait and watch and keenly follow the elections, Mr. Zoramthanga. Thank you very much indeed for speaking to me on Northeast Live.
Thank you very much.